This is probably the most evil boss that I've seen in a while in BTE 6. Guys, what is even happening? Ninja Kiwi is not letting up with these bosses. So let me show you guys the rules so that you guys know what we're playing with. This is a 40% health Dread Bloon, but take a look at the tower choices. 2 towers out of each one. So that means that we cannot buy a single Paragon. And to top it off, they're like not even allowing us to farm for some reason. Only 3 farms in total. Yup, this one is gonna get crazy. So yeah, not even like a farming hero or anything like that. I have some ideas on how to approach this one, but let's see what we're gonna make happen with this one. So I chose Sada as the hero. She's gonna allow us to get some farms in the early game, and then one small thingy that I'm doing is I'm actually playing on an account that has update 47 installed. And this is gonna be important because while I was playing my normal run, I noticed a nerf that's gonna be happening. So I don't want to leak too many things, but you're gonna see it anyways. I didn't want to log out of this account because it's a little bit complicated when you have to relog into your own account, because I wanted to play Legends a little bit more. But this is essentially the change that you guys are going to notice in a second. That's the max price, which is getting increased by $5,000, it seems like, in the latest update. Alright, so start things off with an IMF Opolis. So let's sell this farm. Let's buy the bank. Then we're going to get one more small farm, I think, and then we're just going straight for the IMF. So let's get the larger potions, and I think I'm going to keep this guy as the lead to gold for a second. We only want to make a little bit of cash from the lead balloons, but we're back to IMF farming. And now look at this thing. Now we're talking. Alright, this is exactly what you want to see. Look at how much money this guy's making. Alright, so the bank is full, so let's collect from this one. Let's get the IMF flow, and then let's start getting ready for the village, which is eventually going to be the IMFopolis. Alright, so let's do it on this round. I think we're going to make it happen. So let's get this farm to 202. Let's collect, use the IMF ability, sell this one, and then we should be, yeah, we're about there. That's very good. Okay, so how much can we greed out? Oh, this guy's making a lot of money with all the gold. I think we can greed out at least like a marketplace. Is that what we're starting things off with? Let's go for a, I guess 203 or 023 doesn't exactly matter in the range of the Monkey City Village, actually. So I guess we're just gonna buy this. It really doesn't matter because they make the same amount of money and they cost the same. Alright, thankfully the lead to gold is bailing us out because I went for a second marketplace. And how do we want to defeat this one is the question. So one of the I was gonna say one of the tiers, but I guess it's more of an immunity based one. So I guess until we reach the magic immunity, we're gonna be using a ninja. Actually, you know how we can do this thing, because we want to include the sticky ninja as well. So let's try it like this. We can buy a Moab Share into a Spike Storm. And look at this, let the gold make so much money. This is perfect, guys. This is amazing. So the Spike Storm is actually gonna come in time. It is round 41. I don't mind buying it in 41. So let's actually do it like this. Let me have the ninja, I guess here towards the right side a little bit more. Let's buy the sticky ninja as well. So these guys in combination, they're gonna go ham. And then later on, once we reach the support immunity, we can just sell the Spike Storm and just invest the money into more farms. But how are we doing so far? So we have only one farm left to go, by the way. Can I have it like somewhere here? Oh, I can in the rain. Oh my god, this is absolutely perfect. You know what? I'm actually gonna buy it. Let's buy it like this. So this is gonna be the third marketplace. Let me use the ability because the sticky ninja is not doing anything. So as long as we get rid of this immunity, we're gonna be able to sell the Spike Storm on the next one. Let me use Solace level 3. We are facing some problems with the small balloons actually, so this is not looking good. I guess we're probably gonna need like another Spike Storm. Maybe we can save it. If we had more lives, I would have felt a lot more comfortable, but it's only like 115, and these rock balloons leak for like, how many was it? Like 10 or 20 lives each on top of this. Oh, on top of the small balloons that we're leaking. This is not looking good. Alright, so maybe we can do something about the small balloons, and I was thinking of just buffing Sada a little bit with like a 320 Alchemist, and as long as we're not leaking the small balloons, oh, I should use the level 3 ability, by the way, just catch some of these leaks at the back. And if we can just survive until we can get the Spike Storm or just not leak too many small balloons, I think we're gonna be fine. We're gonna get all these rock balloons up top. So the ability is coming out in a second. Let's use it, see how much damage it does. It's, yeah, it got all of the, yeah, look at this thing, it got all the rock balloons. It's really nice. I mean, I'm saying that, but we're not exactly damaging the boss too much. So let me go like this. Let me set Solid on Strong. I'm gonna use the level 3 ability and see how much damage it is gonna do, because it remains on screen. Oh my god, that was absolutely perfect. Okay, Solid back on first. Let's sell the Spike Storm because it's not doing anything. We can buy a Central Market and we are on a roll, guys. You know what I want to do? I'm gonna get a second, actually, no, this guy's not even Robert to Gold. Okay, so let's get a Robert to Gold and let's get a second Robert to Gold. Actually have this one on Strong, the second one on Close. And if everything was done correctly, I mean, we might have a little bit of an issue with these rock balloons, but hopefully, yes, there we go. The ninja cleans out the boss, and then a couple of rock balloons on the field. I think I'm gonna use all this level 3 ability for these guys, and that is all of them. That is absolutely perfect, guys. Couldn't have asked for a better tier 1. Alright, so sell the ninja, get a Central Market, and then the next goal is gonna going to be a Banana Central Rush, but with a small caveat, there are no NGs, so we cannot overclock it. And we cannot even buy the Bloon Trap, if you guys noticed so far, which would have been amazing with this like Monkey City and the IMFopolis in general. Alright, so let me walk you guys through what's happening. If my maths is in the ballpark of being correct, we're going to need about $90,000 before we can sell all of these central markets and then go for a Banana Central. Oh, let's just use the level 3 ability. And we're kind of getting there, I think. You know what? Maybe we should be able to sell all of them right now because a full Banana Central is... Oh my god, we're just... It was almost there. Look at this thing. We're missing about $150, which we are going to get from the Moab, and bam, there it is. Alright, so finally, we get one of the big three. Alright, so here's what I managed to cook into these past few rounds. So Banana Central, I got the Central Market, a little bit of an overinvestment because we wanted to start things off with the Carpet of Spikes, but that's going to be fine. Let's, by the way, use the level 3 ability from Soda because our Alchemist can still not see Camel Bloons. And here comes the tier 2 boss. Now, what is the plan for this one? Well, I was thinking because we have the Spike Factory and it actually did really good on tier 1, let's just do a Carpet of Spikes, and then when we reach the support immunity, I think we just go for a Mad, right? That should be fine. It's not too bad, honestly, but I think we're going to need a lot more than one ability. So let's just upgrade to a Carpet of Spikes, and then the next one is going to be the Mad. But before we get there, maybe we can grade it out a little bit. Let's try and upgrade the last tier 5 farm. And you know what? I just noticed this, by the way, in the past rounds, but I haven't bought a single Buccaneer. We can buy a whole lot of Buccaneers. We can have 2 of them. On a more serious note, though, an interesting way that you can make a lot of money in when, I guess, all of these farming methods are banned is just by buying a Sun Temple, as funny as it sounds, because it busts out your towers, but it also generates money by itself. I think it was $5,000 per round. So if we can get, like, a Sun Temple pretty early on, that wouldn't even be, like, too bad. I mean, imagine having it on the field for like 40 rounds. That's gonna be insane. And yeah, this spiky thingy is doing its job. I want to say it's doing it a little bit slower, but it's actually getting there. So you know what? I think that the mat is going to be a lot faster actually than the Carpet of Spikes. So I'm just gonna sell it. I'm gonna buy the mat, and thanks to this like new and OP ability that they gave it, you know, I tested it and I don't think the ability is nerfed. I think only the mat price is nerfed a little bit, but I think the ability is exactly the same. So let's go like this. Let's use it. Yeah, look at this thing. It is destroying the boss. This mat is like a cheat code versus bosses, guys. And I guess just like mob class Bloons in general. Look at this thing. It's done. Like 2 immunities gone in like 3 seconds in the duration of 1 ability. That was crazy. Alright, so let's sell the mat. Let's buy the Monkeynomics. I'm actually going to use a tech bot so that we can have this ability activate itself. And then I think the next thing that we're going for is going to be, as funny as it sounds, I think that the way that one is defending this is probably going to be the Sun Temples. I guess the only question now is going to be whether or not we can afford the temple plus something else, because the temple is going to be for the magic category before the next year of boss arrives, that is. So let's start things off with this. It should be about, I don't know, like $48-ish thousand. So if we do something like, let's just buy Bloons just to be safe. This should be enough for the magic sacrifices. This is getting close, but we're right on time, guys. Look at this thing. Round 79, the boss is about to appear, and we have $100,000 just on the money for the Sun Temple. So let's buy this thing. Oh my god, this took the boats away as well. Alright, and here we are. So this is the setup for the tier 3. So let me walk you guys through everything that's happening. So I bought the Call to Arms. This is going to be an ability. Goes really well with the Sun Temple. I bought an Alchemist, not a Permabrew yet, but it's going to become a Permabrew eventually. And then I was thinking of doing a combination of the Mat plus the Sun Temple for the tier 3, which hopefully is going to be enough. The Mat did actually show up on the previous tier, and it seems like it's showing up right now as well. So let's do a combination of both the Call to Arms and the Mat ability. And yeah, this thing, oh my god, this is illegal. They're actually keeping it in update 47 as well. This is insane. Alright, that was the military immunity, and now is the time at which we need this Sun Temple to show up. Now the problem with this thing is that it's starting to focus down the rock balloons, as you guys can see, but if I set it on strong, it's not going to focus the boss again. It's still going to focus the rock balloons because that's how they work. So I was thinking of maybe, I don't know, let's get the Homeland, which is going to work really well. And I think I'm going to set this guy to last, actually. Let's get him on last, and let's get the Homeland ability, and let's see how we can do. I guess the only thing that this Sun Temple needs to do on this tier is just get rid of the military immunity, and then the Mat has it, right? Yes, and he's doing amazing so far. We're going to get one more ability, and then we're going to combine. I still have this thing on last, by the way, but after this Homeland, I think we're just going to go ham with the Mat ability. Just make sure we have the Mat target in the right spot. And there it goes. Alright, so no magic. I guess the magic immunity is on, but the Mat is online as well. So let's start things off with the Mat ability. I'm not going to combine this one with the Homeland because it's so strong by itself. This always cracks me up. Whenever I see this ability go to town, it's like, oh my god, what did you do, Ninja Kiwi? They're actually allowing for this monstrosity to keep existing in update 47, which is insane. Let's end this thing with both the combination of the Homeland as well as the Mad ability. And yeah, there goes the tier 3. So I guess not too bad given that we don't have Paragons available to us, and I would have loved to have an Ultra Boost for any of these towers at this point, but I think that we're gonna manage to defeat the tier 5 like this as well. Oh, and on a side note, I mentioned that the temple is making a level of cash. Look at this thing, $45,000 so far, and this is gonna go in the hundreds of thousands before we reach the end game. So yeah, this thing is actually super useful. And now let's try and squeeze out as much money as possible out of the towers that are available to us. So I was going to buy the snipers as well. We can have 3 snipers in total, so let's make these guys like the elite in the supply drops. And here it comes, guys. This is the tier 4, 1 million HP. It's actually a little bit more than that when you take into account all the shields. And if it doesn't sound like a lot, I think it actually is, because we're dealing with this guy with such limited DPS. So let's amp up our defenses a little bit more. So first off, a Permabrew, amazing tower. I think we're gonna need, do we buy damage amplification towers now, or do we wait for a second? I would actually love to get away with this tier just by using the same towers, but I feel like they might be a little bit too weak. Let me actually check it out. No, never mind. Never mind. This is not too weak at all. You know what? I actually don't mind a damage amplification tower because it's gonna work so well with the temple. So we might as well, because they're both primary monkeys, and we are actually missing primary monkeys with our sacrifices. So let's go like this. Let me buy up the Glue Storm. Let me buy up, I guess it's not gonna be as close to the boss as I would like it to, but let's buy the Super Brillo as well, and then this is gonna do so much amplification of the damage the temple does. I think it's time. Let's use the Glue Storm as well. And is this, I guess this is helping out a little bit. I mean, maybe we should be careful with the targeting on this one. Let's set it on close. We have the Homeland, so I should trigger the Homeland as well. Just get some damage going, and this is it. I know it's kind of slower than the previous one, but for the next one, we're gonna have the True Sun God, and I'm gonna buy like a whole bunch of tier 5s actually. It's gonna be really fun. Let's try and combine these abilities, by the way, because the mad damage seems to be falling off, and there are a lot of balloons blocking its attacks. So let's go like this. Let's just clear out all these balloons so we can get some damage going onto the boss. Just speed this up a little bit. Alright, so this seems like it's gonna be around 114. I think let's just use both abilities together. This should get us over there, and then there's not gonna be a lot of time left between the tier 4 and the tier 5. It seems like it's only gonna be like 5 rounds. All of the setups are gonna be much more different. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. So let's just collect our rewards, just lock the man in place like this, and let's get ready for the tier 5. Alright, there we have it. So round 119, the boss is about to appear, and I think I'm kind of correct with the mats, I guess, on all these sacrifices. We have about $1.5 million, which is hopefully gonna be more than enough to get us over there. So first off, True Sun God, I think all the sacrifices are correct, so let's buy this guy and finally get him some extra range. Let's rebuy the Permabrew, let's rebuy the Homeland, and then I also wanted to buy the Buccaneer, actually the Carrier Flagship, which is gonna give this guy a lot of extra attack speed. Yes, look at this thing. You guys see the buff? That's amazing. And then what else are you going for in a run like this? I mean, just like the OG, the best tier 5s that you can come up with. So let's go for the Flying Fortress, let's go for the Super Mines, and then we're probably gonna need a Chinook to move the Super Mines along, I guess. We can probably do something like this, actually. The Legend of the Night seems like a good choice, which we don't see too often. And what else? I guess we could just get something like this, get the Mad, get a Ray of Doom. Is everyone in range? I feel like it is. And then what do we do for these 500k? We could do some damage amplification towers. We are actually running out of space so much, it's crazy. Let's go like this, get the Energizer, and then rebuy some of these towers, so on the other side we can get, oh my god, did I mess up? No, I didn't. Okay, let's get the Apache Prime. I want to get some extra speed. I think that's gonna be about it. I mean, we could probably just, I guess, throw every single 5th tier on the screen, but at a certain point, you know, some of them don't do anything. So let's press start. We did farm a decent amount, it seems like, but let's see if this is gonna be enough. So let's go with the abilities. We're starting off with the Homeland, and then I'm just gonna use the Mad ability. We could probably dump some, oh, that was wrong, but actually I meant to use the Spike Storm ability, so let's use it right now. And how is it looking? I mean, we can't see anything on screen. Let me just reduce this thing for a second. Oh, look at this thing. This is an interesting update 47 feature. Ambient map effects. Let me turn this thing off for a second, see what happens. Are you guys noticing anything? Maybe this is not the map for it. Let me check the other ones while we're here. High contrast, colorblind, high contrast. Figure out the high contrast, see what happens. Is this not working? What's happening with the high contrast? Yeah, you know what? I think there's like too much of a mess on screen for us to notice anything. So I'm just gonna switch everything to default. Let's just go like this, 70% on the FX. The gold arms has expired, so let's use the Homeland now, and then we're gonna have a combination with the Mad ability in a second. So let's go like this. I mean, the damage is happening, guys. I feel like it's gonna be a slow run in general, but we're gonna get there because we're attacking with like pretty much everything the game has. It was a primary unit, so what are we gonna missing out of the primary towers? Not too many things, honestly. I think it's gonna be a little bit more impactful when we lose the magic and the military ones, because of the military we have the Mad and I guess the Ace and I guess the Skysharer and the Ray of Doom, and the magic is gonna be the VTSG, which is one of the strongest towers out of all these guys. So yeah, let's just keep dumping all these abilities. I think we have it, guys. I mean, I don't think that this is gonna be a problem like in general, but I think it's just like a waiting game, just because there's so many projectiles and the game is lagging a lot actually. If we went for like all of the other tier 5s, the game would have been just like going crazy. So I think there's like a balance. If you want to have mercy on your devices, you just don't place more than the necessary towers, I think. Alright, and this is gonna be the last push, and honestly, because it's gonna be immune to support, I think I'm gonna sell 2 towers. I'm gonna sell the carpet of spikes, and I'm gonna sell the super mines, just so we get rid of some of the lag on screen, because it's not gonna be doing anything anyways. Let's go like this. Let's keep using all our abilities. We should probably be moving, now that I think about it, we should be dark shifting this guy, the Legend of the Knight, because he can now actually do some damage, and we should move this guy, the super ability, towards the right side, just get a little bit of extra damage amplification, and yes, this is about it. 5 million HP, but not a problem for us. And there you have it. We actually do take it down. That was a really fun boss, actually. With limited resources, but you have to just scramble for towers and just try and your tower choices, you know, just need to be a little bit better so that you can defeat this thing. But eventually, if you make enough money, you're gonna defeat it, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.